Welcome back to an episode of the Wrestling Aroundup, where we go through the biggest stories in this week's world of wrestling. Joining me is a very sleepy Terry Peters. Terry Peters, how are we doing?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Am I right? No banter though, so
No,
tell us why you're sleepy on Wednesday if you still
yeah.
are.
Of course, of course.
Joining me as well, because it's a new show, of course, we've got a world-class wrestling journalist, Paul Van Franklin. Aaron, how are we doing?
Very tired.
Yeah, as always.
As always.
Got a reason though. Imagine Terry Peters
Just
is
about
the
that,
reason. And joining me as well is the ever-present, world-renowned, wonderful Scoop Hill.
My reason's probably more valid.
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely will be.
All right.
I've just introduced you.
There's a bit of a delay at my end of things. So yeah.
Could well be my end, because Disney Plus is being streamed downstairs. So it's probably
something's going on.
What are we on Disney Plus?
Criminal Minds.
Nice.
No, terrible. No, but not on the new show, but my God, what an awful show.
Not as bad as the one my wife's watching. We'll get onto that.
Save it for Wednesday's show. Scoop out. Do you have any scoops?
No, but in comparison to Aaron and Terry, I'm full of beans. So that's a scoop.
Yeah, good, wonderful. Right then.
What's your level of tiredness just before we get going, Ross? Are you Lou or me and Aaron scale?
Yeah, I'm probably more you and Aaron. I don't think I've not. I can't remember the last time I wasn't tired. It's been like at least 8 years.
I imagine again that you two have got more valid reasons than what I've been tired.
I feel like the one time I didn't get enough sleep, and I've been chasing it for like most of my life.
Is it like New York all over again?
I was going to say I was like that after March 2016.
Right. Let's start with WWE news. And should we start? No, screw it. We'll start with AEW news. CM Punk. Apparently, AEW have said, we've had enough of you, Mr. Brooks. You are a bad influence. We all hate you. We've sacked you, mate, Steel. We're going to buy out your contract.
I called this and none of you believe.
I didn't think he would.
Any other.
I just felt
expect over here.
For him.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, what can we call this? We had the summer of Punk, didn't we? Is this the year of Punk?
It's the downfall of Punk.
Yeah, I would call it the winter of Punk.
Is this the end of CM Punk then?
Yes. Well, I don't know. Actually, there's been a rumor this week that WE interested, isn't there?
Yeah, I'd never say never in this industry, if I'm honest. Money's money, innit?
Well, yeah, but the rumor was
it definitely get a lot of eyes on the product.
Yeah,
maybe not for the best reasons, but it would.
It would just be absolutely radio rental, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I suppose under a company like WE, where obviously it's managed a lot better, maybe be able to put him in his place a little bit better than what AEW have, where they just kind of give him free rein.
It's just turn him into a jobber and also put him in his fucking place.
Not a fan of Punk, Peters?
Yeah, I was until he just turned into a massive bellend.
So you've not liked him? You've not liked him for 10 years?
True. Yeah, fair point. Fair point.
I mean, is he still a big draw? Are we saying he is?
Yeah.
No, I don't think
people would still want to watch. I think
it's happened now, hasn't it? His big return's happened. We all tuned into Rampage to watch it.
We've got a fifth guest, so yeah. we all seen this. It's just me. Like I'm going crazy.
All right.
Cat has joined us.
Yeah.
Another one behind my laptop as well.
Stared into my soul there.
Yeah, CM Punk, if he goes to WWE, I mean, I don't think. Is there any mainstream appeal? I don't personally think there is.
I think people will be interested to see what he does.
Wrestling fans, though, who were already likely to watch.
Yeah, I think we've already had it, haven't we? Do you know what I mean? I don't think CM Punk, you saw me a year ago, was crying at a press conference. This is good as, you haven't been here for 7 years. I think there'll be a bit. There's always a bump, and there's a bump still when Brock or Cena turns up, but I don't think it's going to be like, they're not going to go back, Raw's not going to go to like 4 million viewers because Punk's there.
Where does he fit in? Where does he fit in WWE? If he does go there, does he go to the top of the card?
Jobber.
You do a match with Roman Reigns because there's a story there, and then
Win.
you let him go for 6 months, and then he just comes back and does everything every now and again, every time they're in Chicago or something. I don't think you want him full time on your roster. That's how I do it anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. Is he? I don't think he's top level anymore. I don't know. Maybe I'm like Peters. Maybe I'm just fed up with him. Just like, it's not
I think after the whole summer's been dominated by him just being unprofessional, it doesn't help your opinion of him, does it?
You could do
what you want him to actually.
You could do a feud with Cody as well, because they won't mention AEW directly. Obviously, you can say it out loud. But they could do something like, Cody's like, I told you so. I told you to be a bad influence. That's why I'm here now. And then he comes back and he's saying all this, and then Punk turns up. And then goes, for fuck's sake, not again.
But then does that then upset the WWE roster if he turns up? What he's like?
Massively, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, it upsets them that fucking Hulk Hogan goes there, but they don't stop him from doing it. I wouldn't have him as a main roster. I mean, a main roster guy who's there all the time. I'd have him like the same year where you have Goldberg. He's there 2 or 3 times a year. There's like 3 or 4 TV appearances before it and disappears.
Didn't we see that picture of Goldberg? It's looking like an extra from some sort of gang, like mafia film.
Yeah.
It was bizarre. He's got like full hair, like an open shirt, hairy chest, and a gold medallion.
It's the one from like 1996, isn't it? When he was in the NFL.
Is that what it's from? I don't know, but he looks like a member of some sort of mafia family. It's incredible.
I thought when it was a recent one, like a guy.
Yeah, so did I.
Two players, yeah.
Goldberg's heads come back.
We're forgetting as well, though. Would CM Punk go to WWE? I mean, Triple H, he blames Triple H for everything, pretty much, doesn't he? So, would he take him?
The only thing I could see him going back was because there's nowhere else for him to finish his career on a high note.
Yeah, because Ring of Honor's now AEW, isn't it? Yeah,
New Japan's really linked to AEW, so they
Ring of Honor is AEW.
Ring of Honor is AEW. So,
but the man is.
He won't need the money though, will he?
No, I think it'd be a legacy thing if he did come back.
But the man
into the Hall of Fame. Does he go into the Hall of Fame? If CM Punk doesn't wrestle again, and this is CM Punk done, does he go into the Hall of Fame?
No.
Yeah.
He should do. Because he had one of the longest reigning WWE title reigns of all time, didn't he? Like, he's only just recently been beaten.
But I'd put him in if he wanted to go.
But I don't think he'd want to go in.
No.
It'd be a Bret Hart thing.
He's bitterer than a lemon, this man.
Yeah, but they all go in eventually. Bruno Sammartino was the same, right?
Yeah, he didn't.
Bret Hart was the same. Yeah, because he didn't want him. He kept turning down every year, didn't he? And he completely stole Mick Foley's spot. But yeah.
And then he got jumped.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame's not good for Bret Hart, is it?
No, I was talking about Bruno, but yeah, Bret Hart.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I was thinking, did Bruno Sammartino get jumped?
Yeah, no, because Foley was meant to be headline that year in the Garden, wasn't he? And then they got Bruno on a last minute and he headline instead. Foley was.
Well, I don't think Mick Foley would be that asked.
No, apparently he was. Yeah, apparently he was. Yeah, because they were saying, "Oh, you're going to headline," and obviously he didn't. He went first.
Yeah. Well, that's a good spot, though.
Yeah, first. No one listens. Yeah. No one listens to boys.
No, you don't want to go after Hillbilly Jim.
Still going. That's
the problem. I think Punk goes in. I don't personally think we'll see him in WWE, but I think in 5 or 6 years' time, whenever WrestleMania's back in Chicago, I think he goes in then.
So when does this contract technically expire?
What, AEW?
2 years? So you think in like 3 years' time, we're going to see CM Punk's last ever match?
Against Ric Flair?
Conrad.
Yeah, Conrad.
You could do.
Maybe.
That's a good point, actually. If they had WrestleMania in Chicago, you could have that at one of the United Center the night before or something.
No, because the sticking point, I'm guessing at the minute, is it's to do with the no compete clause, isn't it? Our party's happy to separate, but they're fighting over the no compete.
They basically don't want him to go to WWE. That's what they're fighting over at the moment,
which is understandable.
But
it would be understandable if they didn't make a big song and dance constantly about it being really unfair that WWE won't release people when they want to leave.
Well, yeah, no, but they are hypocrites, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome to point them out, but yeah.
No, but it's understandable as from a business point of view. They don't
it makes complete business sense. It's just annoying. It always seems to have pointed out the rank hypocrisy and all.
Well, no, but it's wrestling's full of hypocrisy. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is, CM Punk, and I don't even think he knows. He's good. What I think will probably happen is CM Punk's just going to become a pariah of wrestling. It's just going to be real annoying. And instead of being excited to see CM Punk, he's like, oh, CM Punk, shut up.
Yeah, I feel like the next big thing he's going to be on TV is his Dark Side of the Ring episode, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's the way it'll go. It'll be like the, what was that? The Self-Destruction of the Ultimate Warrior. Of that, there'll be
that was a great DVD.
Yeah, they're absolutely fucking rinsed for it. I reckon the CM Punk might go the same way.
Oh, he's going to get real annoying on Twitter. And everyone's like, oh, God.
Or even better, he might even get his own podcast. Might start his own podcast.
Yeah, like we're all for him last time, isn't it?
I think he has to, I think if you're a retired wrestler, you have to start a podcast within like 2 years.
I think if you're a white fella, you start a wrestling podcast.
Sure, dude.
That's why out of all podcasts, I'm pretty sure 95% of them are wrestling related. The rest are like just like drunk women slagging people off.
There's thousands and thousands, so you've got to be good to be in the top 147.
Yeah, well, 100%. Well, and they've already come out.
I've not checked. Trust we should check.
That could be your scoop. Look at it, right? You don't even get your own scoops anymore. You get us to spoon feed and play.
You should just call it the Ryan Satin of wrestling around.
I'm already sick of CM Punk. So some good news for.
We've not had an update this week. We've just not sent one.
Ooh,
maybe it's because we were out last week when we not got back in.
We'll stick with AW. We'll do some good news for a change. The first one is MJF William Regal had a promo. Everybody who I've seen is saying it's one of the best promos of all time.
It's the best promo since WCW Fall Brawl 1997.
Don't tell me any spoilers. That show is not coming on Wednesday because Terry Peters hasn't watched it. It's coming on Wednesday after.
And neither of you?
He turns up late and you haven't watched the pay-per-view.
Have you watched the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Okay.
War Games?
War Games.
War Games, isn't it? And there's a real good promo, and Larry Zbyszko's voice is up there.
Yeah, I've heard Larry Zbyszko's voice is really good.
So, all right, Larry Zbyszko. We'll plan some that for next week, but that's basically it. Bring back Dusty, I say.
Has anyone else watched the promo?
I've seen bits. Yeah. Everyone's
fucking
saying
awesome.
The rumor that was going online is Regal's going to turn on his team and side with MJF, but I think that's a very stupid idea because MJF doesn't need William Regal.
No,
I thought Regal was part of the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, he's going to turn on them.
I don't think it will.
Right, got you.
I think, well, they're trying to make MJF a babyface without making him a babyface. I think he's more or less there, to be honest now. Just a babyface with heelish behaviour.
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Bloody NWO.
Just such a good promo though. But they're talking about WWE a hell of a lot in that promo, which I was very surprised about. Like referencing people, names, the company. It's obviously quite out there that AEW aren't bothered about name dropping.
No, I was going to say it's very B level, but Tony Khan himself has said, that they're Pepsi compared to WWE's Coca-Cola. So that's what
I say number one doesn't mention number two.
Yeah, and they've mentioned him before, haven't they? But, and I guess that's MJF's gimmick that he wants to go to WWE.
Yeah, he even said that in the promo. I want to go to WWE and I'm going to be the world champion.
Maybe he will.
I think he will. 2024 when his contract is up.
I feel like he's signed a new deal, you know.
Yeah,
just winding fans up.
Yeah, just because they mention it so much now, I reckon something must have already been signed.
He'll end up in WWE one day, I'm sure. But...
Yeah,
they do something similar to when Punk beat Cena at Money in the Bank, where you're like, "Oh my god," that kind of thing.
Yeah,
re-signed.
The thing is that every time you say like, "I don't think it'd be daft enough to risk it," they already have with Cody, haven't they?
Yeah. Does it really learn his lesson?
Surely they don't be daft enough to do it twice.
No, there's obviously space now for MJF to step up, and they CM Punk not going to come back. That's one of their big stars gone. Moxley I don't know what Moxley's doing these days.
Well,
It's not a new deal. It's a
He's the world
linchpin.
champion. I thought he wanted some time off though.
No, it sounded like
Get
a
it, Ross?
5-year extension.
Just signed a 5-year deal, and he become a
Yeah.
coach and something else, like a mentor as well.
Same with
Yeah.
Jericho as well. So it's like, they're preparing for life without CM Punk, I think.
Yeah,
I think they're
kind
also
of
preparing for life without,
without the elite.
Mm.
They've kind of learnt the lesson, haven't they? I think to maybe the more.
I'll tell you now,
experienced people.
if CM Punk gets his contract bought out, I don't think the elite will be far behind, and the elite will be straight in WWE.
Well, I think
And Triple H should be stupid not to sign.
Well, he offered
redoing
him,
the books.
I think he offered the Bucks a deal before, didn't he?
Yeah, but it wasn't enough money apparently.
Yeah.
But
I think he
now
offered
the-
about
now
500
the-
grand a year, didn't he?
Now they're bigger, aren't they? Probably the biggest tag team in the world, almost recognised.
Unless you're FTR, I think it's you.
Yeah, it's definitely not, though, is it?
Well, WWE are interested in them as well. Well, I know
Yeah,
they're
well,
interested in
they're
everyone.
They're Triple H boys, though, aren't they? To be
Yeah.
fair,
I think AW will be better without the elite,
agreed.
and without get rid of the Royals. All right.
I'd love to see Omega in WWE though. Love
think
to
that's
see
the
matches
one.
there.
And I still think they want to go as much as they go on about how they've met the indies and thing, or especially wrestlers of that era. Maybe not now because there is alternatives, but wrestlers of that era all want to wrestle in WWE. It's
Any
just what it is.
wrestler in the world who says WWE is not the dream is a liar.
Yeah.
Quite simply, because it's like Cody said, you can only do WrestleMania on one stage. You
It's
can't
like
get that
playing
anywhere else.
It's like growing up and like in American football and saying, I'm happy to play in the European leagues. That's my dream. It's both like, I don't know, like Estonia rugby league, rugby, Estonia American football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you obviously, I was going to say actual football, but there's loads of leagues that people might want to play. But you know what I mean? It's the same. I was growing up and saying, yeah, my dream is to play in the CFL.
Yeah. Well, I knew a guy whose aim was to be the world's the best footballer in Thailand. That man was Terry Peters. Yeah.
How did that go?
I think he owes me a tenner.
I thought I owed you a pint.
Yeah, he owes me a pint. I think it's
Well, I'd
More or less the same now,
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
He might save himself some money. I think you should buy Lou a pint in the is it the Leeds Direct Arena?
Absolutely not. They'll be about fucking 50 quid a pint now, them things. Won't
I think you should buy Lou a pint.
Agreed.
So MJF, yeah, Jericho signed a 3-year deal. Apparently shocked a lot of people in WWE. Shocked us. We all said he's going to go as soon as his contract ends up.
Yeah, I thought it'd be Hall of Fame run, if I'm honest.
I think he might have done.
But
If
Punk and the Bucks hadn't.
yeah, I feel like he feels an obligation to AEW now.
well, yeah,
Same with Moxley.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Jericho came out in an interview or on his podcast, whichever one, he was saying that he feels like AEW is his company now because he's been there since day one. And he's kind of laid the paving stone, should we say, to what the company is now. I mean, he's signed and he's gone into a creative role, which I think is going to be very good for the talent.
He might also think he's got another run in him, as in wrestling wise. If he goes to WWE, probably won't wrestle that much, will he?
Be a Legends run if he's in WWE.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you think the two people in the wrestling industry who were able to reinvent themselves time and time again, Jericho and Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, and I was thinking as well with Jericho the other day.
Charles Wright, Godfather.
Charles, yeah, of course, man. You got Kane.
Rikishi.
Yeah. Kane's new gimmick is an insane COVID denier. Is up there with some of the best work I've ever seen. To be frank,
That's like Matt Letizia, isn't it?
yeah, just great heel work all over the board.
Who's that other fucking mentalist?
Kane and Denise Welsh.
Piers Corbin.
No, he's a former footballer again. David Cottrell. He's a Welsh. Yeah, there was a Brighton player the other week that had to retire because of a hereditary heart condition. He commented on the post saying, "I wonder what's caused this." And everyone was like, "You need to read a dictionary, mate."
Yeah, well, maybe he just think of something, didn't know.
Yeah,
didn't know what hereditary means.
Anyway, I was going to say, I think Jericho's WWE legacy. I was thinking that's the other day. I think it's still intact, isn't it? Like, Kane spent more time in TNA than WWE.
To be fair, he was always in and out.
But he's still a WWE legend, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is it. He's probably feeling fresh because he's been wrestling for 30 years, but a lot of them years he takes 6 months off to go do touring.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the. He's not like somebody. It's the same with Undertaker. He did 30 years, but it's not like the wrestling every night. It's not like Kofi Kingston. Yeah. He's not going to be going after 30 years because his bump card's going to be quite high in it. But
just in comparison, though, has anyone else seen photos of Billy Gunn recently?
Well, I've heard he's older than Undertaker.
He's a year older than Undertaker, and his physique is insane.
Yeah, man's jacked, isn't he?
Billy Gunn's massive as well, isn't it? People don't realise how big Billy Gunn is.
6'7".
Yeah.
6'7",
he's big out. Should have had a title reign, in my opinion.
Tony Khan could still do it.
I think he should have had a title reign, but he also should never. Right, badass Billy Gunn was cool, but Mr. Ass genuinely has to be one of the worst gimmicks of all time.
Is it as bad as Scissor Me Daddy?
But that's like,
over, though, isn't it?
That don't mean really it's good, though. It's like saying, you could be badass Billy Gunn, or you could be the Christmas creature. I'll be none of them, thank you. That's the third option. It's not one or the other. It's not like WWE. Somebody's going to be Mr. Ass. We've printed out these trunks.
There's a box of gimmicks. That's Apple with a red rooster on it. Just kind of put the wrong guy.
Maybe we'll get Gun Club against Bullet Club. Let's have that.
We could have had the Eggman.
We're the fucking Eggman.
Imagine if the Undertaker was the Eggman. Do you think we'd be doing 30 years later he'd get like a 4-part documentary on
Imagine if he did that. Imagine his full career was the same, except his gimmick was fucking Eggman the entire time.
What does he come back as though? The American badass
chicken.
egg?
It comes back as a chicken.
The chicken. Chicken fair dues.
Just or a different type. It comes back as like a fucking free range
turkey egg.
So an ostrich.
Big fucking ostrich egg.
Yeah.
We got that.
Ridiculous.
The egg hatch just gets more and more like elaborate every WrestleMania. Amazing.
So were we saying the Undertaker was the gobbledygook after all?
Yeah, could have been. Should have been.
Would have been. Imagine that. No, but they did put they did do Hector Guerrero.
Hector Guerrero.
Yeah. wasn't that literally involved in his debut somehow near enough around that? It was like the same show, wasn't it?
It's the same show.
Yeah.
That's why he thought he was going to be the Eggman, because he was sat waiting for his gimmick, and then his egg appeared.
We're gonna be the fucking Eggman.
What? The fucking Eggman.
It's
Stone Cold.
The first Stone Cold sessions. It's on there. Yeah. Right then, should we jump to WWE?
Go on.
Does anyone got anything else about AW? I genuinely don't watch it. Well, I've never watched it, but I don't keep up with the results. No.
They're doing all right, are they? They
beat Acclaim. Everyone loves the Acclaim these days, don't they?
They beat NXT, didn't they?
Yeah, NXT, including John Cena, who absolutely loves the Acclaimed. So there's that.
Apparently, the rumor is that WWE want NXT to rival AEW. They want it to start winning again, which makes sense because of the people who've had NXT lately.
Well, and AEW was on Tuesday last week, and it did beat them, but only got like 700,000 viewers when it's been nearing 1 million. NXT got roughly the same, so they might think about moving it back onto Wednesday if USA Network will have it.
Nakamura came back on NXT, didn't he? They've had the Brawling Brutes were on NXT. Natalia went back down.
Good Brothers.
The Good Brothers. We've had Austin Theory. Rumours he's going to cash in his title on Bron Breakker.
I like that.
I think
that's a really good way to do it.
It sort of legitimizes the NXT title. I remember him doing it when Undertaker won the Royal Rumble. He appeared. I didn't appear on ECW. God forbid that. But his music played. Did he actually play? I thought his music just played.
He just appeared behind the ring, didn't he? It was like.
Well, then, but everyone knew he wasn't going to be on ECW. But then when they show up, you're like, maybe.
Yeah. Well, Charlotte cashed in on the NXT title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything with that.
They teased it with Edge as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe, because can you see Austin Theory beating Roman Reigns? No.
And it stops you from having another failed cash in, doesn't it? Because Corbin's took years to get back from that. Obviously, Otis never has. Sandown never did. I don't think you want to do a failed cash in.
And I think Austin Theory would make sense. I like Bron Breakker, but he's going to have to lose if he comes up in it. And a good way to lose it is if he loses it in the cash in.
Yeah,
keeps him looking strong. Austin Theory cashes in, and then he becomes even more arrogant because he's the king of NXT. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's his show. Yeah, I think it could work. Right then, WWE 2023 Elimination Chamber, the final one. I'm sort of relieved in a way. I think it's lost a lot of its luster, the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. Do you know what it's been replaced with?
What's
No Way Out.
Ooh. So, do we think they're going to get rid of the Elimination Chamber match, or do we think?
No, because it's Triple H's baby, that isn't it?
Yeah, but for me, it could do with a couple of years break.
You can do it at different times, okay? If there's no gimmick pay-per-view, I didn't realize it was the last one, but because I was pretty disappointed to see that they announced it. To be honest, Elimination Chamber.
Well, No Way Out's been trending for weeks.
Yeah.
But I think get rid of Hell in a Cell next as well. That's what it needs to do.
Yeah, has that been announced for next year? Or I don't think
they barely announced any pay-per-views, but last year they announced everything at once, didn't they?
I think they might try and cut down on the pay-per-view schedule.
But when Survivor Series
day one as well, haven't they?
They normally put a load on Survivor Series, and like they do the network advert, don't they?
Yeah,
coming up, that kind of thing.
Well, the rumor is 8 pay-per-views a year, and 3 of those are going to be international. So you got 2 Saudi and 1 UK show, which they're planning on doing going forward.
Yeah,
give us an Elimination Chamber match.
They've only announced Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania for next year so far.
I guess that's the reset in it, WrestleMania. So, but for me, Elimination Chamber, just kill it for a bit. Just don't have it. I know it's his baby, but imagine when it comes, you haven't seen one for 2 or 3 years, and it comes back. Then it'd be like, oh my God, that's amazing. And for me, what killed Elimination Chamber was when they stopped doing it for the title.
Yes. I agree.
They did. Because the tag team one, I kind of slightly enjoyed because it was just chaos. But it's when they stopped doing it, when it was a number 1 contender Elimination Chamber. What on earth is the point in that?
Oh, I liked that.
No.
Because it meant you had to earn it after, there was 2 titles, weren't they? So one, the Royal Rumble winner went. I thought it was good to have the Elimination Chamber as the second one. I thought that made more sense in the title for me.
Yeah.
It's one of them where I think the title needs to be on the line.
I agree.
The one they did that year with the Intercontinental Championship on the line was rubbish. That was on the West.
I could see that now, though. You think now the way that they've booked Gunther, the way that they're booking the Intercontinental Championship, I could get behind.
Yeah, I suppose that one was a random network special in June one year because they just did it because the house show on selling very well or something, I think.
You think the way that Gunther's been booked at the moment, are we going to be looking back in like 20, 30 years and all-time great?
I love Gunther. I've always loved him.
Yeah. I think we could be talking about him still in like 20, 30 years.
I think he's the man to beat Roman Reigns.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Still call your odds for me.
Do it. But I think if they hadn't had a million Elimination Chambers, it would be really good. They could have booked it in. Roman Reigns beaten everyone with the help of the Usos and Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa. So then it's the classic, innit? Let's see how you'll do it in elimination against 5 other men in an Elimination Chamber match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the last one was a bit sucky on it, to be honest, with Lesnar just roaring for everyone.
It was brilliant, though. Brilliant.
It was a good moment.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Good ones. Can't do that again, can you?
That's the thing with Elimination Chamber. They've done everything now, haven't they?
So it needs a break. It needs a rest. It's like Hell in a Cell. Just give it a rest for fuel. Yeah. And then when it comes back, like, what? Oh my God.
Yeah.
But they've got toys to sort of this.
When I did that sort of experience something out, I was like, you're done now.
Yeah, I've got War Games, so that can replace them for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there must be something. Oh.
And then bring back Hell in a Cell. In an Armageddon match again.
Yeah, Ross, you're about to say what we're all thinking.
Tower of
Doom. It's about time.
Yeah, I think it's about time.
Get the
War Games 2000, bring that back.
Yeah, Triple Cage.
Yes.
That's it.
I just think, yeah, you give it a rest. I think that because that's what makes him special. It was exciting when it was, oh my Christ, Hell in the Cell, but now it's like, oh, here we are, November, Hell in the Cell,
And it's red now.
Yeah, it's
That.
bigger, and there's like, oh, we've made the cell bigger. Why?
Because that means they're not going off the top, doesn't it? It's just just a disappointment.
And the worst ending was Jeff Hardy hanging on the top, and then Randy Orton rolled off the table. About 5 minutes later, Jeff Hardy fell through it, and then they ended the match.
No, Ross, that was the worst ending until later that night when he just got. Who was it? Roman and no, it was Roman and Braun Strowman, wasn't it?
Oh no, I was thinking Seth Rollins and the Fiend.
That was the year after. Yeah, that was when it fully died. Like.
Yeah, where Braun Strowman
X-Pac got himself fired. You can't have a freaking DQ in Hell in a Cell. Never seen again.
Where Braun Strowman cashed in his Money in the Bank, and then it just ended, didn't it? Lesnar ripped the door off and it ended.
Yeah.
Right. What else is happening? Pay-per-views, UK annual pay-per-view, return of King of the Ring. Do we think these are going to merge together again? We had that was what the British tournament was technically called, wasn't it? King of the Ring, UK King of the Ring tournament, isn't it?
Makes sense, doesn't it? It's a castle. It's all coming together.
I am calling it right now. The first winner of this needs to be Montez Ford.
I could see that.
But don't do the stupid King gimmick. Just let him go on a singles run.
King Tez Ford.
They used to really do the King gimmick either, did they?
No, you won it. You had a crown.
Well, apparently Triple H hates the King gimmick because they tried to give it to him, and every week he would destroy the crown on TV. So, and then in the end, they stopped making him crowns.
Which is quite ironic, really, because he became the King of Kings later.
Yeah, but he got to design his own crown. But apparently, according to Bruce Pritchard, he would find a way for the crown to get destroyed. So they stopped getting him to win.
But yeah, it's good. They should do it in July and then have the winner have it get a title match at SummerSlam.
But that was the old thing was the winner of King of the Ring got a title match on it.
Yeah.
That was the point of it.
But now he's going to stand with a stupid gimmick that makes it worse.
Yeah, you don't want to win it now, do you?
There's I think it was Regal, Sheamus, and Wade Barrett, and Regal just opened it up and went, well, I think they must be having a laugh here because we're possibly the three worst Kings of the Ring of all time.
So because Regal got busted for drugs.
Yeah.
King Barrett needed to be. He became the Cosmic King for a bit.
Yeah, that was rubbish, wasn't it? I think they were like, Sheamus did all right with it, but yeah, still it was rubbish for all of us. Yeah.
Then the last King, Nakamura, beat Baron Corbin.
You stole it, didn't you?
At least Baron Corbin looked different. He wasn't just he had like a Game of Thrones style thing going on, didn't he?
Yeah, I suppose the last King was Xavier Woods, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the last Queen was Zelina.
Yeah. On like just the random episodes of Raw and SmackDown.
The winners, there was a crown jewel last year, the finals.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I thought didn't they move one? Or was that the year before? Oh, that was Gable and Corbin, wasn't it? Didn't they move that to just a SmackDown? Supposed to be on the pay-per-view. Yeah,
that was just a random episode.
News on pay-per-views as well. Stephanie McMahon is determined to bring back the Evolution pay-per-view for next year.
Not got a problem with that. I'm surprised it didn't hang about.
Yeah.
Bring back the Million Classic while you're at it.
Agreed.
I guess it's harder to do now.
I think it's harder to do in these days. That's the problem.
Yeah. But bring that back. That was great.
I think if you still stick some NXT women in there, it's fine. Million Classic, I reckon.
It's surely there's enough wrestlers like in AAA or who are attached to AEW.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Stardom. Surely they can go get a lot of their wrestlers.
And they've got to deal with New Japan now, and then AEW on is. Yeah.
Yeah, it must be doable. Some people must have in the contracts. Not before, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, just contact all the people at NWA. Contacted by those.
Yeah. Well, they have their own, don't they? They have Empower.
Yeah.
Get Mickey James back. She can have a run, a veterans run, a bit like Brian Kendrick had.
And then I think your winner is Sasha Banks, and then she's back.
But that's who everyone wants. But I think the winner is Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte
Flair doesn't do any matches. Someone gets beat up backstage. out comes Charlotte Flair.
Although the Good Brothers last night said on Raw that they
Shame,
need
man.
someone. Although last night on Raw, the Good Brothers said they need someone with flair to take out Rhea Ripley.
She took them out, didn't she?
Yeah, she scoop slammed.
Yeah,
Gallows.
Oh, was it Gallows?
It was Gallows. It was more impressive. It was great.
Yeah.
So they've decided they need
the way
flair.
they booked Rhea is fantastic. She's like a modern Jay Chana, but she can actually wrestle.
They're finally getting Judgment Day right.
Well, she was injured for a long time, wasn't she? Brain and
she's been cleared now.
Yeah, no. So that's probably why she's getting a bit more physical now. So it's probably making the Judgment Day better as well.
Yeah, I love this. Whatever this little weird submissive relationship she's got with Dom Mysterio. I think it's fantastic.
Dom's heel is unreal at the moment.
Oh, did you wait?
He said he was the new Eddie Guerrero.
About the Eddie Guerrero, he was like, I'm not the new Eddie Guerrero. He was that generation's Dom Mysterio.
Yeah, but Eddie Guerrero, Dom Mysterio, 2 rank mullets.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, but difference is one of them can wrestle. Yeah. Or one of them could wrestle.
No, he can't be killed. Eddie Guerrero has died.
No.
Dom Mysterio, he needs to stop doing the 619 though, because his 619 is awful. It's worse than Cesaro's.
Every move he does is awful because he can't wrestle.
Don't need to that level of heat. That's
he's the son of 2 legends. You don't need it. Rhea Ripley's scoop slamming people upside.
Yeah. Scoop slam me, daddy.
Clip that, please.
Let it hang. Let it hang.
Please just clip that. Play it all times. What do you think of this, Derek Peters? Scoop slam me, daddy. Oh God. Right. Well, JBL's returned. He's Corbin's manager.
Right. I've got an issue with his return.
Go on.
His fucking trousers were disgraceful.
I've not seen them.
Oh my word!
Oh, Google it now. Google it now.
Honestly, if a bit of wind went up them, he'd be taken off. They're like hot air balloons on his legs. It was ridiculous.
I could see you in a pair of slacks like that, Terry.
No, if you're wearing suit trousers these days, they've got to be of the slim variety, not the rugby union night out variety, where you're going to walk on your cuffs and walk your soul through them, your heel through them.
Oh yeah, they are baggy.
Yeah, not good. Them.
You can barely see your shoes.
Exactly, terrible.
Oh yeah, no, not a fan of them.
JBL, you've got money, buy better suits.
Corbin's outfits rank as well, all right.
Who would you rather dress as a? What would you rather have, Corbin's trousers or JBL's trousers?
I don't know. Well, I split a pair of my trousers and then needed them for work the next day. So I had to go to George and bought some trousers like that. And I genuinely thought I was wearing parachute pants. I just felt like they're just flapping in the wind. I felt absolutely ridiculous.
Did you sell them to JBL?
Maybe.
No, what you want to do, Ross, is tape them up with Gorilla Tape. I've done it before.
Yeah, I should have done something like
still have pants at the crotch and just a bit of Gorilla Tape. That's it for
weeks.
Should have done that.
Yeah.
Should have super glued them.
Yeah.
that is Terry Peters level.
I have super good clothes before I didn't wear.
Yeah. But maybe you should have sold them to Terry Peters. And you'd be like, hey, free bit of Gorilla Tape.
Yeah. Can we use the tape? Yeah.
Right, what else have we got? The Trios title, WWE.
No.
It'd be too many titles.
I just don't like the idea of trios. I just don't get it.
I think you've got to have one or the other. I do like seeing trios matches, but normally they do all.
It's always a tag team. It's always a tag team, though, isn't it? With 2 tag teams that are feuding, with 2 single stars that are feuding, the teams never make any sense.
Calling it right. You sign Omega in the Bucks, and then when they win the titles, that'd be the biggest fuck you to AEW ever.
Yeah, but they can't get tag teams right, can they? They don't have enough tag teams as it is.
No, I expect it.
Triples.
That's what Triple H is trying to do, and he's trying to sign more tag teams. He wants to build the division back up.
By all means, have a trios tournament. That would be interesting.
Trios Classic. The free bed classic. There you go.
You could build little storylines of tag teams trying to recruit someone and then him turning them down for other teams, or they think that he turns on them and joins a different team, that kind of thing.
The only trios you've got are currently against each other anyway.
Yeah, because Big E, he's not going to come back anytime soon, is he? So we're not going to have the New Day.
Got the Usos.
Usos and Sami Zayn.
We
can bring it back
Solo,
if it can be Jimmy, Sami Zayn, and Solo, and then Jay's left out. That's the only way we can have the trio title.
Yeah, I'd make it one of those weird titles that, like, they have it, do the tournament, people win it, and then it just doesn't happen again. And everyone's like, in a few years' time, you're like, oh, what happened to this? Some people doing a wrestling podcast in 20 years' time.
Braun Strowman needs to defend his Greatest Royal Rumble title.
Yeah.
And Undertaker hadn't defended that like mountain of piss that he won as well.
Yeah.
Mountain of piss?
Yeah, it was piss coloured.
What was it called?
I can't think what it was called. It was in Saudi Arabia. It's terrible.
Some sort of Saudi Arabian trophy.
Oh,
and then Viscera needs to defend his King of the Ring belt. They had made. So.
From the grave.
Yeah, but he's going to go to WCW, aren't he?
Yeah.
He's the third guy. And a few more things. Right, you've full disclosure. Aaron, as obviously our world-class journalist, mixes a list of topics. He's put Dutch and Vincent rumored for Wyatt faction.
Yeah,
is that Vincent or / Virgil?
No, it's not. Sadly.
And who's the Dutch? Who was the guy I'm thinking of? Who was Jack Swagger's old manager?
Dutch Mantel.
Dutch Mantel.
I'm so confused. Who were Dutch and Vincent?
The Righteous. From Ring of Honor.
I had Colin Delaney was coming back as well. Does anybody remember him from the original ECW?
They look like some proper Rob Zombie kind of like characters. But they're saying, is it Uncle Howdy?
That was on SmackDown, wasn't it?
Yeah. So they're saying that's Vincent potentially.
I've got the trophy that Undertaker won. The Tuwaiq Trophy Gauntlet. TUWAIQ. Tuwaiq Trophy. Yeah. It was terrible. So in that match, you also had Bobby Lashley, Andrade, Eric Rowan, R-Truth, and AJ Styles.
Yeah, vaguely remember it.
Yeah.
He came out right at the end, didn't he?
He didn't take his jacket off, did he?
No.
Sorry.
So the Wyatt 6 spaces are filling out. Are we all confident now that it's going to be? I'm still
not convinced he's going to have a stable at all. I think it might just be him.
I read
just don't know how it translates into a match.
I read Colin Delaney was coming back, which would just be weird.
Well, I thought he was taking the piss, actually.
No, genuinely, that's what I read this week.
What if WWE are yes, they are signing all these people, but then they've got nothing to do with his faction? I mean, I did put in on a side note of this as well, but there's kind of no cemented plans for Bray. What if it is just him versus the Wyatt 6, and it's just people dressed up in them fucking outfits?
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah, what if it's like old school? You know, like in the 80s, 70s, 80s, where you brought them in for one shot, that was it, done. Is that how Bray Wyatt comes back into the full? Is that how you make Bray Wyatt a semi-regular wrestler? Because it's I love all these things, and I love the Fiend, and when the Fiend initially came, but then at some point you've got to explain why the fucking Fiend is in a wrestling company and turns up on time every week. Do you know what I mean? Like Undertaker, the man's got lightning hands. What's he doing turning up on a Friday and then being in matches where he can't use weapons, or he's like some little poxy refs telling them counting to 5. You
gotta make that money, Russ. That's all that.
You got lightning for your hands, pal.
You've got to pay for your light. You've got to pay for your lightning charge, haven't you?
Yeah.
Gas, electric bills are expensive. You've got to pay for that electric bill to charge him.
He's on this morning with Phil and Holly, just paying people's electricity.
Hey, that would be the biggest face turn of all time. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You can have all these spooky dudes, but at some point you've got to explain. One of them's blooming wrestling Mustafa Ali.
He's got dreads now, hasn't he?
Do you know what I mean, though?
No, I do, Russ. Yeah, I do.
It's weird. I know it's racing, and you can forgive certain things in wrestling, but there's got to be a reason why they're in the wrestling company.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it is.
So if Wyatt does face 6 random people and wins, I don't know, maybe he could do something different. Maybe he could just be Bray Wyatt for it a bit.
Well, they're booking him apparently backstage, see him as the top babyface of the company now.
He don't need a title, or does he?
This guy's in a demon. He won't get a title.
To keep the titles away from Bray Wyatt, he does not need one at all.
Like the titles are with Roman till at least WrestleMania. At least.
The only version of Bray Wyatt that could hold a title was Cult Leader Bray Wyatt, because that made sense.
I don't know. I quite like. He's just another one. Has anyone seen his most recent interview or segment, whatever you want to call it? Because it was fucking fantastic.
I've not seen SmackDown this week.
So good. Him and MJF, probably the two of the best people on the mic.
Well, that's the thing
in wrestling.
The 2 best talkers.
So good.
And he's been given. It seems like he's just been given free reign.
He should have had a
as he should be though, because he should have had that first time around. He's got a great mind, hasn't he? He's got a very good mind. I mean, I think now Vince has gone. I think he's probably set for life in WWE.
Vince probably never understood it. It'd be a bit like Bischoff, who always says he'd never understood Raven, because the original Raven character in a big promotion would have been fantastic. But when Raven got to WWE, he'd already been in WCW and not done anything.
Yeah, Raven, just a hardcore guy. I mean, in WWE.
ECW Raven is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Let's see. Let's just Bray Wyatt. Let's just hope they don't waste him, or don't give him a title and ruin him.
No,
don't put him in another feud with Braun Strowman, and don't put projection of Worms on the ring.
Yeah,
remember that? Everyone forgets about that.
That was against Randy Orton, wasn't it?
At least get real worms like the Boogeyman.
Yeah,
make Bray Wyatt eat worms. Actually, I think that would be pretty cool.
Make Bray Wyatt eat bugs. That is the only gimmick for him. And finally, for WWE, according to Mr. Kofi Kingston, who we found out recently, where was he in the list of untenable?
He's in the top 10 list.
He was definitely in the top 10 for all-time matches.
It's tensiable.
Not tensiable. He's in Triple H has got more surprises up his sleeve.
It's exciting, isn't it?
He's excited. Wrestling's finally exciting again.
Yeah.
This is, for me, I mean, and I dip in and out of wrestling all the time, but this is sort of getting to Attitude Era levels of excitement for me.
I think it's better.
You get a lot of big stars. The in-ring quality is a lot better, but I think they're slowly getting to a point where the best thing about the Attitude Era for me was the amount of stars in it. They've not had that since. I think they're getting to a point now. You've obviously got Roman, who's massive, but then you had Stone Cold, who was above everybody else, didn't you? But you've got a big cluster of other people. I think when John Cena was on top, there was probably about 3 other people. When after that, there's been nobody. But now you've got McIntyre, you've got Cody Rhodes, you've got AJ Styles, you've got put Bobby Lashley in there. You've got Bray Wyatt, you've got Lesnar, you've got
Gunther,
Karrion Kross, all these people, and you're like, I don't care which one of them is at the top. Well, oh my god, it's going to be amazing regardless. So, are we excited? How do we rank it then? How long has he been in charge now? 6 months?
It's not even
No, it's 2.
That's 2. It's 2
no, for free. About 3, actually.
Is that all it was?
Yeah, SummerSlam was in July, wasn't it? Yeah.
All right, then the first 3 months, then where are we at? Where do we all think WWE's at?
Sorry,
Christ, sorry, so much has happened in bloody wrestling.
Apparently, I've not seen
2 years.
Apparently, Raw wasn't very good last night, but apart from that, it's been pretty good. I've been watching SmackDown again.
I think there's been 1 or 2 misses, hasn't there? But not too many, because Nikki ASH has got like a new character, hasn't she?
She's back as crazy Nikki Cross, I think. And there's going to be, just to help Triple H out, there's going to be a lot of weird storylines where he's trying to reverse what's already happened. It's sort of like the LA Knight thing. I had no care for LA Knight turning on his models, but I'm more excited now. LA Knight's back as LA Knight.
Yeah, it's a lot of easy wins. To put it into a football terms, Ross, is action Illucello, isn't he?
Mm.
It's got a lot of easy wins, but can he get him out of relegation fight later on?
Elias is back.
With 2 back-to-back wins.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Elias is back now. I don't know if that's a good move or not. I was a huge Ezekiel fan.
Releasing Ezekiel was ridiculous, to be honest. I think if Ezekiel goes to AEW, that could just change the pendulum.
Yeah,
completely.
Elias is going to turn on Matt Riddle at some point. That's the next year.
I hope so, because Elias is better as a heel than face.
Yeah, it's just cheap. You need somebody like Elias. It's cheap. He doesn't even have to wrestle. He just has to be on the show, slagging the sports teams off.
Yeah, I just think they get beat up. That's great stuff.
Like the Miz. Everyone's loving the Miz getting beat up, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, didn't he say like Bruce Springsteen calls me daddy or something? I can't remember what the line was, but it'd been really funny. Something like that, wasn't it? Oh, the Boss Man or something.
No, I do look forward to all the pay-per-views now, like a lot.
Mm.
Whereas before I was like, deal, I got no pay-per-view. I think part of that's because on Saturday night it's easier to watch a minute. Sunday morning.
Yeah, and he's made it a bit more must-watch, hasn't he? Sort of. You feel like you're going to miss out now.
You don't sort of meander through anymore today.
No.
Yeah, like every pay-per-view stuff I when he's had free. SummerSlam, Clash at the Castle, and Extreme Rules. Something's happened in all of them. Something not heavy. Yeah.
Positive stuff then. Right, unless anyone's got anything to add, that's been the news.
That's good, that,
yeah. Lou, you didn't do Clash at Andrew Castle again.
No, it's coming, Ross. I tell you, under Peters is coming one day.
Well, it needs to happen soon.
It'll happen one day. Keep your eyes peeled.
We're all desperate for it.
I'm hoping this Wednesday, but we can't promise anything, can you? Because you're just busy boy, aren't you?
Life, don't know. Maybe after the 23rd of December, you'll do it more regular.
Yeah, maybe even that. I'll be in a pit of despair and never stream again. Because of what
happens. All that. So, 50-50 chance.
Yeah, see what happens.
Well, if no one's got any more news then. So, Peter, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Aaron, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Lou, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for listening, and join us on Wednesday for another episode of Wrestling Around.